Hi Dorot, I'm Jenny, and this is my sort of stripped down, unplugged introductory video. I guess the best place to start is the beginning, how I ended up here. So I went to college and I wanted nothing to do with the Jewish community. It felt like something my parents were forcing me into. I remember going to my accepted students day and my dad trying to get me to sign up for Hillel or go to a Shabbat meal at Chabad or something like that. It just didn't feel like something I wanted to do. It felt like something that was more important to my parents. So I essentially spent the next few years hiding from the Chabad rabbi and his wife, kind of trying to deny a part of myself. But then I got back from studying abroad in China, and my perspective shifted a bit. And my friend group shifted a bit, and I decided, why not? Why don't I give it a chance and go to one Shabbat meal? What harm could it do? So I went to that one Shabbat meal, and then after that, I went to another Shabbat meal, and then I went to every other Shabbat meal for the rest of that semester. And then the next semester, I joined the student board as a marketing coordinator. And then they were hosting a birthright trip that they would be leading. So I went to Israel with my Chabad on campus. And then after many long talks with the Rebbitzin and a lot of frustration because of the holes in my Jewish education, I decided to go to seminary in Jerusalem for a few months. And then I realized that Israel and then Judaism are actually a really big part of my life and a big part of who I am, and were hugely important to me. I mean, I grew up, my family went to a Chabad shul and sent me to Hebrew school, and I had a bat mitzvah, and we would do Shabbos and all of those other things, but I realized that it wasn't just something that was important to my family, it was also something that was important to me. So before I knew it, my Jewish values took on a lot more importance in my life. And so one of my favorite things about Judaism, and one of my things that's always that the more I learn about Judaism and the more I learn in general about modern society and science and all of that, is so much of what's in the Torah and in the Talmud and things that we've been following for millennia are stuff that's now being talked about in science. I remember learning in seminary about how the laws of family purity and the taking 2 weeks apart of every month and all of that, and remembering how it echoed something I had learned in a psychology of happiness class that I took while in college, that sort of talked about how in marriage you either need space and distance for a bit, or variety for it to be most successful and to keep, I guess, that spark alive type of thing. And it really kind of echoed that. And there's so many other examples of like mindful eating and like benching or saying the grace after meals and thanking Hashem for the food kind of rings true to all these quote unquote new ideas, and it's all just so interesting to me. So a little about me apart from Judaism. I love yoga. I do yoga every day. I have recently gotten into meditating because I'm trying to better myself, I guess. I believe in learning more every day, learning something new every day and challenging yourself. I do crosswords every day. I love to read. I just finished Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. I feel like I'm a little late to that bandwagon, but I just finished. I'm interested in studying law. In fact, I'm taking a year or two off before I go to law school. And with that, I'm interested in international law and probably something leaning towards international law dealing with business. I'd love to work with social enterprises, which are for-profit companies working on some type of social good. So there are ones that work for literacy or climate change and all of those things. I'd be really interested in helping with the legal aspect of something along those lines. But I guess if you're putting me in a package, there was a line that I learned years and years ago. I was probably 12 when I learned it. That's kind of become the driving force in my mind. It's kind of become what's always there. And that line is slay your dragons. I guess it's become my mantra in a way. So slay your dragons essentially means face your fears, challenge yourself. And it's something I try to live up to every single day. For example, I learned Chinese in college because it was something that, first of all, was relevant and would help me in my career, but also was something that was so challenging and so out of the blue. And then that took me to China, which I didn't think was so crazy, but I would talk to friends and they'd be like, "You're so brave, I could never do that," type of thing. Because I don't believe in settling in my safe zone. I don't believe in just living life comfortably, I guess. I want more and I crave more. And I want to challenge myself. And I think a lot of what comes with that also is, I think the other side of that is challenging yourself to help challenge others, to help others become their best self, encouraging others to learn and grow beyond their perspectives, and challenging yourself to make the world a better place is essentially how it was originally presented to me, and is something I truly believe in and truly strive for. Thank you. And I guess that's it. That's me in a nutshell. So I wanted to say thank you for tuning in, and I hope to meet you guys in person.